from Arlington. Senator Favola, rise.
Oh, Mr. President, I rise to speak against the bill.
Senator has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. It is true that Arlington and the Golf and Country Clubs, Army, Navy, and Washington Golf and Country Club, are in the midst of discussions about real estate assessment. And I would submit to the body that that's where those discussions belong, is at that local level among the parties that need to talk about what a reasonable framework should be going forward. What this bill does is it just jumps ahead of that entire process and essentially directs Arlington to adopt an open space ordinance. Yet our state constitution clearly delegates land use authority to our local governments, and it is at the option of local governments to decide what kind of ordinances they're going to adopt or enact. This is totally focused on one county. I admit there have been issues, but we're in the midst of a lawsuit now on an assessment, a 2014 assessment, that has not yet been heard or determined by a judge. The county is asking that we let that lawsuit play out, hear what the judge has to say, and then sit down with the golf and country clubs and determine how to move forward. This bill has clearly gotten the attention of local officials. It's unfortunate that we had to get to this point, but here we are. And the chairman of the local board, the governing body, has specifically said she will ensure that a process is developed where there will be a mutually agreeable determination on how to go forward. And I hope we end up with a mutually agreeable assessment process. But let me just correct something. The way the golf and country clubs are currently assessed, the property around the golf and country clubs are residential homes. So the zoning overlay is that of a single-family home, but the county is assessing it as though it's undevelopable lots, or that they're undeveloped single-family home lots. So they're actually assessed at a lower rate than the single-family homes surrounding the golf and country club. So there are two sides to this issue. It's much more complicated than you might expect. But I just want to leave the body with the final thought that the county, again, values the golf and country clubs. I have constituents on either side of this issue. I have constituents who live near the golf and country club who are members of both golf and country clubs. And then we have taxpayers who want to make sure the assessments are fair and are not overburdened because somehow the property owned by the golf and country clubs may be assessed excessively low. So please, let's stay out of this. We're not land use experts. We don't know all the issues involved. Let's honor our Constitution. And I would urge the body to vote no on this.
Thank you, Senator. For what purpose is Senator